haven't got an accent. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're on about, lady. Right, so that's working. I need to turn my noises off.
I need to wear these so I can get used.
Oh, I need to put in the intro, don't I? I think it would just be embarrassing now. I'll my mistake. Hello, everybody. I forgot to put the thingamy-bob on. Hang on, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now because I need to.
How do people join that quick?
They will be in a minute, or they'll be watching it back on YouTube. Hang on, here we go. everyone. Welcome back to our demo drop. It's been like 3 weeks, hasn't it, or something? It's been a long time. So before I start, I want you to say hello to Elliot, my brother, who's here.
Hiya.
You can't. No, you'll have to come round here because I can't see you there. Let me just embarrass him a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mic level. There we go. 2. Can you hear me now? You hear me now? There we go. So yeah, this is Elliot. There's the camera. Just go down a little bit. Let me see your lovely face. That's my brother. Yay! And Sasha's in here as well. She's just been reading all the messages about your mum's so ugly, etc., etc. So yeah, Elliot has bought a car yesterday, and we've had a massive kerfuffle today because it wouldn't start, would it, Elliot?
No.
It wouldn't start. So unfortunately, it's now at the garage. And the car, it's not car heaven. It's not. It's car hospital. It's a car hospital. So.
Oh yeah, my 40 boots. I'm fitting them.
It's not the scrappy. He actually got a really good deal. It was a what was it? A VW Golf. 33,000 miles. But it's like 16 years old, over 16 years old. It's only 33,000. It just needs another fuel pump. But I'm just glad that he got to the house before it conked out. So, because he got it from Lincoln and then managed to drive it from Lincoln all the way back to mine before going back to Wales. Can you imagine if it happened, on the way to Wales or, anywhere else? But yeah, it happened down the road. My dad, in his infinite wisdom, wanted to go straight to the pub when Elliot had been up since 6 o'clock in the morning that night, that morning, yesterday morning. So when Elliot got here, it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And Elliot was like, oh my God. And my dad was a bit drunk. But yeah, we had a good sleep last night and everyone calmed down. And then this morning, I took Elliot to go and pick it up, use breakdown service and stuff, and got it towed back to the house. So yeah, sorry if Lincoln has ripped you off, says Gav. I'm sure that's not the case. It is a good car. And Elliot is now at college doing a garage.
Yeah, I'm actually sort of
mechanics.
mechanics.
He's doing mechanics now, so he's going to be able to use it. You know what I'm like, guys, with my positive mental attitude towards life. I was like, this can be your first project. He's like, yay, but fuck you.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, yeah. Don't swear, kids. She's behind me, isn't she?
I am.
I thought she was. Yeah. Don't copy your mum.
Okay.
Use your words better than I do.
Okay.
So we are going to be doing the demo drop that we were supposed to do about 3 weeks ago now. So if you want to know if yours is on the show, the ones on the show today are... Let me just get my screen set up properly.
Yes, not read that whole thing.
What are you reading?
Stream elements.
Well, maybe if you weren't so good at reading, then you wouldn't be so offended, would you?
Well,
You
I'm
know?
not very offended.
Oh, that's all right then. That's fine. Good. Maybe you shouldn't be top of your class if you don't like what you're reading.
Yeah. Skip school.
Don't skip school.
Skip school, kids.
No, don't skip school.
Skip school.
No.
Live fast,
No.
die young.
Mummy needs her time on Beat Saber. That's why you mustn't skip school.
Live. No, don't skip.
No, if you want to do what you want,
I'm dropping out
listen,
for
babes,
50.
if you want to do what you want when you get older, you do need to stay in school.
Yeah.
Really important. Really important.
Can I do my own school?
No, it doesn't work like that. Promise you. Best thing you can do is just go to school,
No.
be good,
Get your education.
do as you're
first.
told. Remember that? Do you remember what we had to do when we were told? Oh my God, that was boring, wasn't it? Do as you're told. Yeah, I remember that. It didn't take. Anyway, so the people whose... What's my best lighting?
You said skip school and do drugs.
No, don't... Who said skip
No.
school and do drugs? Who said that to my daughter? Let me see.
Richie.
Richie B. That's one of my mods as well. I'm sure that I get trolled by my mods sometimes. Not guilty, he said. It was really funny the last time that they went to their one of the times when they came back from their nans, they were like, "Mummy, what's cocaine?" And I was like, "You did when you were little. You said it." I was like,
Oh yeah, because I watched
Where have you-
the Interceptor.
"Yeah." She watched Police Interceptors with her nan,
I
and then she was like, "What's cocaine, Mummy?" I was like, "Have you been watching Police Interceptors with Nan again?" Yep. Yeah, I thought so.
Eat more drugs
Hello,
and
Karsten.
vegetables.
I can see the chat now. So, the people who are on the show tonight, whose demo drops we are listening to, we've got Nick Hughes, Baz Dealer, Southernly Scouse, Kid Dynamo, M Series. See you in a bit, babes. Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss.
I have to go.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to concentrate now.
Bye.
All right, sweetie. M Series, Moby D, and Mark Slater featuring Jade Ross. So first one, where did we get to last time? It was Nick Hughes. So we're going to listen to Nick Hughes now, and this is Rise Again. Let me just get my thingy. My folder. Now, where's my folder for this? So I finished one of my assignments today as well. My assignment on a limitation, and my limitation was using my Minotaur, my little mini Moog, and I've made every single sound in the track from the Moog, which is really difficult because it's a mono synth. So it is really difficult to make all the sounds. But I did it. Do you want to hear it? It's not very long, but do you want to hear one of the tracks? So it's like, remember that it is. Did you make the sound of a reversing badger? That's the real test. Richard says no thanks. Yeah, so it's an analog synth. It's usually just like for bass, but I have made every single sound out of it. So while I find the thingy that I need to find, my demo drop folder, I'll play you one of the pieces. So bearing in mind that everything is from this one really simple synthesizer, okay? So it is... Quick access. Let me just find it for you. Open a new window. Okay, here we are. So this is all from a Moog synth, every single sound. And with this one, I didn't even use a lot of post-processing. I managed to learn how to get every single sound that I needed out of this from just recording stuff in. I had to use Ableton as well. And really, I'm starting to like Ableton now. So here we go. This is one of my things for my last assignment. Come on. You're gonna work. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! So there you go. All done with one very, very simple synthesizer. It was really hard. But it did force me into learning a lot about this little synth. And the great thing about this synth is it has some really good software that comes with it. And the software allows for even more options under the hood. It also lets you save presets. So I've saved a load of sounds that I've made. And the thing for me is a lot of the time, the reason why I don't finish projects is because I find digital music very throwaway. And if there's one thing I'm learning at the moment is how much I enjoy playing in stuff from a hardware synth. Or something, a hardware instrument, and it's something that I'm going to be integrating into my music from this point forth as well. I absolutely love it, and I do love shaping my sounds. Anyway, I love the concept that no one else will have made that specific sound with those specific parameters because you're doing it yourself. So, you know, that's what I need for me. I think I needed something because I'm not a singer. Well, some would argue that I am. I'm not a singer, though. Not if I want to be doing something worthy of release. So, for me, having a synth or a few synths is a way for me to express myself authentically or more authentically for me through my music. So, there you go. I do like FM synths. I really do. And you can get a kind of an FM synth sound with the Moog by using the LFO. So you can get a bit of an FM sounding thing. The only problem really when I came to doing the percussion was because there's no white noise on the Moog. It was a bit more difficult to make claps and hi-hats and things like that. Not impossible, but it was a bit harder. Yeah, I will do Drew Clute. I know you know your stuff with this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, welcome everybody. That was one of the things I've been working on this week. And yeah, we're going to go and listen to Nick Hughes now. And I found my folder. So here we go. This is Nick Hughes and Rise Again.
As I rise again. if I lose my mind, and if I start to lose control, will you wonder where I am till the end of time? I will be frozen here with you. Still you wonder where I am as I rise again. I embrace the sun, and I'm looking out across the burning sky. As I rise again, I can feel you near. I am floating to the place where I belong. As I rise
Right, so what did everyone think of Nick Hughes and Rise Again? I'm really digging this. I really liked it. I think a few of you were a bit unsure about the erratic bit, as General Bounce said, but I quite liked it. Big hello to Kai. So Kai, what you need to do is send in your demo to amberdpromo@gmail.com. Make sure you head the email demo drop. The line's about, because we do this once a week, so it won't be on today. It probably won't be on next week, but it might be on the week after that. So, because I can only do so many of them. Otherwise, we end up just being here all night. So if you send it me over, you will have an email back from me, whether or not it's going to be played on the show or not. As long as it's not terrible and it's listenable, then it will come on the show. So there you go. But yeah, welcome to our community, Kai. And please stick around and just give us your feedback, for the stuff that you've heard on the show today. So yeah, it's basically, this is your community, guys, and as much as you can stick around and help other people grow, they'll do the same for you as well. So yeah, Nick, I really like this. I recognise some of the fills and stuff in the middle section. I did really like that. It was nice ear candy. And General Barron says, it's very throwaway. It sounds like a zillion other tracks I get sent. Me too, except for that bit in the middle, which I think for me was a good difference. I will play that. I will definitely play that. I think a lot of bounce is like that, though, isn't it? A lot of bounce can be not necessarily throwaway, but it is quite generic. But that's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, this one, I did like it. I really did like it. It was very well produced. And yeah, please send in more. Thank you very much. Sometimes when we've got less to say on a track, it's actually a good thing, because it means that, yeah, that's good. It's done. Bish bash bosh, as they say in the biz. Next up, we're going to do Mark Slater featuring Jade Ross. Mark is Super Marco in the chat. And Jade is actually Super Marco's daughter. Very talented singer. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy this tune. Again, it's very... all the stuff that Mark does is wonderful. He's very versatile. So let's have a listen to this one. So that's Mark's Later featuring Jade Ross. How should I feel? A nice take on Blue Monday, isn't it? Is it Blue Monday? It is Blue Monday, isn't it? I do sometimes question my... Yeah. Tuesday, that's it. Blue Tuesday. Yeah, the original is gorgeous. This is a really lovely cover version. I really liked it. So, yeah, and Super Marco, aka Mark, is in the chat right now. I agree that this vocal deserves to be front and centre. So, like, one thing that I've learned in my time at uni and my time as a producer, as someone around engineers, around people when I'm collabing, something really, really important, especially in this day and age, depending on where your music is going to be listened to, i.e. digitally now, like Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, your vocal needs to be front and centre. So, for example, a good way to check if you've got a vocal in your chat in your track and you want to check that it's coming through is to have it at a really low volume and or go outside of the room and listen to it from the other room. If you can still hear the vocal on top of everything, then it's mixed correctly. Also, I agree there was a bit too much effects around it. There you go. M Series says all about a clear vocal. Happy to help with it if you need. Mark, I would honestly snap that up because M Series really knows his stuff, coming from the tech house background as well, and obviously hard house. The other thing I was going to say is it might work to sidechain that vocal to the reverb and any delay that you've got on there, just so that it's pumping on the bits that it wants to. Maybe a bit of slap delay on the vocal, yeah. But yeah, I think you either have a dry version of it and mix that in with the wet, or have the reverb and the delay side chained so that you've got that space carved for the vocal to bring it through a bit. So yeah, but honestly, all in all, it's a great track. It really is. And the fact that you've got your daughter singing on it is just lovely. It's just very wholesome, isn't it? It really is. Stop it, you lot. Oh my God. Right. Next up, we're going to do M Series, because I've seen M Series in the chat. I've seen Baz Dealer's in as well. I think Baz Dealer is next after Badass, BK Badass by M Series. Well, M Series remix, should I say. So here we go. Hang on a sec. Yes.
Hi.
Can I help you?
No.
No. Are you just coming in to annoy me? Mind my curry. My dad is visiting at the moment, Grandad, and he's treated us all to a curry. Not the kids, they had McDonald's. So, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Sup, fam?
She said, sup, fam. She sent me a message earlier, right? Our house is quite big. So sometimes if you can't find someone, you WhatsApp them. So she WhatsApped me, yo, where are you? And I said, I'm in the Buddha room. And she just wrote, aight. Aight. Oh, it's funny. Kids, eh?
It's not.
It is.
It's really not. It's just your sense of mother. What is that?
Oh, it is a chicken tikka
No,
masala.
what is that?
What? What do you mean? What's that? They're
What's
penis earrings. Tony made them for me. Do you mean what are they? Haven't you ever seen earrings in the shape of cartoon penises before?
No.
Don't tell me you don't write penises on your exercise books at school.
No, because the teacher checks them.
Oh, the teacher checks them. Don't do it then.
No, but we're not allowed to talk about like TikTok and that, and I just write it in my book.
Yeah, write it in your in a diary. In a normal book. What are you looking at? Don't do that. You're freaking me out. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, there's a spider in your head.
Where? Get it.
Nowhere.
Where is it? Oh, ow! What was that for?
Because I thought there was a spider.
You didn't think there was a spider. You've done that as an excuse to
Sorry.
physically hit your mother. It's not even funny.
Didn't mean
You
to.
proper freaked me out then. I thought
Sorry.
you saw a ghost or something.
Mom. Sorry.
You should be. Never ever hit people.
I won't.
Please don't.
I won't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Good girl. Right, upstairs.
No.
Go into the Buddha room then with Uncle Elliot.
Elliot's not there.
Okay, we'll go and find Uncle Elliot
Where
then.
is he?
Just he's upstairs. Go and play on the M1.
First of all,
Go play on the M1. I have to go now.
take those earrings out, and then I might leave.
I'm not taking
Take
them out.
them
No, I like them. I'm an adult. Can do what I like.
You're a psychopath.
Thanks. Love you.
Violence against women, it's not.
Yeah, bye. Go on. Go on.
Bye.
Otherwise, go on.
Goodbye. Liverpool's the best. Not Aston Villa. They suck. Shut up. Don't talk about me.
See you later. Love
Liverpool's
you.
the best.
Love, love, love.
Aston Villa's the worst.
Okay.
Innit?
Yeah. See you
Yeah.
later.
Bye, bestie.
Bye.
Why is there a wire? Are you trying to choke me? There's a wire.
Can't believe she didn't like my earrings. What's wrong with kids, eh? Kids today. Go and touch some grass. Oh, she really impressed me the other day. She really did. They've had a Ukrainian lad start at their school, and India wrote him a letter welcoming him into the school, and she wrote it in Ukrainian, and I got so teary. I was so proud of her. She's a really, really lovely girl. They both are, to be honest. So, hi, Paper Crane. Before we get into M Series feedback there, I just want to say a big thank you to Danny F earlier for 200 bits, Kai for following, People Like Us for 12 months subscribing. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Kutski's here. Claire for following, Richie B for 21 months now, mate. Thank you, General Bounce, as well. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Rose, for 4 months as well. And Kutski in with the raid as well, mate. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you all. Welcome, raiders. Come on in. So, yeah, we're doing the demo drop today. I hope you've had a great time with Kutski. Really good to see you all. Thank you, Scooby Snacks, and thank you, Ing, for following. So we're just giving some feedback to BK or M Series for his remix of Badass. Now, as you've just got here, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to go from the breakdown because it is an amazing tune. So get ready for this. Here we go.
Badass.
There we go. That is BK Badass M Series remix. Again, I can only mirror what everyone's saying in the chat there. Very, very clean. Sounding amazing. I know you said that you've got a more updated version. So make sure you send me that over. I'm sure whatever changes you've made are probably usually inaudible to the listeners, aren't they? And that's kind of like a thing in itself, is like, when is it done? When do you just step away from it and say, right, drawing a line under it, this is done now? It's hard to do, especially when you're still learning and still working through your workflow stuff and, you know, still finding your sound. That's always been an issue of mine, is knowing when it's done. Okay, so again, not a lot to say here in terms of feedback. However, I think it's really important that we have established producers on here alongside, you know, the rest of us up and comers, because it gives us a lot of inspiration and it gives us a lot of a lot of things to work towards, and it also encourages those people obviously to be in the chat, to be around, to give us advice, for us to be able to ask questions to. And I'm sure if any of you got any questions for M series, then don't be afraid to ask in the chat. So Bosky has said, sent you another Simpson. Have you not received it? Mate, I don't know if you're aware, but we had a bit of an emergency about 3 weeks ago while I was doing the last demo drop that we had. Since then, I've not gone through any more of the emails because we're still now going through the tracks today, which would have been on that show. I've been bogged down with my assignments for uni and dealing with private matters at home, so I've not gone through any extra or any more of the emails that I've had for the demo drop. So remember, the rule is you will hear from me if you're on the show. So if you've had an email from me, then that means that your track is on the show. So, and even if you've sent me a track and it's not ready, or you need to work on it before it's kind of listenable, you'll also have some feedback from me in that instance as well. Yeah, we did the System F Booty in the last one, which is about 3 weeks ago now. But yeah, Red Misty says, "Would you have my babies?" Not me. He was speaking to M series. I've already got kids. I'm not doing that again. It's thoroughly boring. Right then, Baz Dealer, Flying Carpet is next. So if you're new to the demo drop, if you want to send anything in, all you need to do is send it to amberdpromo@gmail.com. It's that way, isn't it? There we go. Opposite way. Can't do it. There. No, can't do it. Head your email demo drop. And just remember that you will hear from me. We have got a bit of a backlog, probably about 2 or 3 weeks worth now. However, I finish uni this week, so I might be doing a couple of demo drops next week just to catch up with where we are with stop putting me off, chat. With all of the backlog of demos that we've had in. So, and I don't want you to be disappointed, guys. I will go through these as quickly as possible, but obviously life happens. But yeah, we're going through the tracks that we would have listened to 3 weeks ago today. So next up, and thank you for waiting as well, people who are on today, Baz Dealer and Flying Carpet. Here we go. There we are. So yeah, that was Baz Dealer, Flying Carpet. I'm just going to give you Baz Dealer's SoundCloud, because one thing we do on this show is, as we're all here right now, and you all know how difficult it is to get people to listen to your tracks when you send people links on social media, because it's very faceless. It's very, no one does it. But, this is why this show, I feel, is quite important for everyone, because it's a really good opportunity for everyone to, go and support each other and, get following each other. There's one thing that I'm seeing a lot of on this show is very, very very, very good producers, and you've got like 40 followers or something. And whether or not it's because you're not pushing it or people just aren't listening, or a bit of the two, I really want this show to be some way of like, you guys either collabing with each other, which has happened quite a bit. A few of you have even got your stuff signed to labels from being on the show. So yeah, just make sure that you follow each other and, you give each other love and support. That's all I ask. Baz Dealer, for me personally, I know you've been reading the comments. I really love this. I really do. I find it difficult to critique on this specific style of music because of not really knowing the genre a lot as a producer. However, in later years, I've started to even play this kind of stuff. But all I will say is, please take what I'm going to say with a pinch of salt, because it's just my opinion. There's something really wonderful about how it just is at the moment. And I say this to Dr. Drew Clute as well, with his production style as well. I think a lot of it, to be authentic, it is very sparse. It's very like disjointed, or it's got specific sections. And I do like that about it. However, it might be difficult to play this alongside other tracks of similar, in the similar, stylistic genre of this, if you will. So a few things that I would probably want to do would be maybe layer up that kick with something a bit heavier as well for a bit more bottom end. I loved your juxtaposition, your juxtaposed plinky plonkies in your breakdowns with the overdriven, distorted kicks, which obviously are very stylistic to this genre. I love that. It's that juxtaposed heaven and hell, almost good and evil, and that balance really gives it its identity. I love the gated synths in there as well, obviously very authentic to this style of music. Spatially, I think you could make more by using maybe some stereo width plugins, not too much though. Again, this is because of me being more involved in other genres, but I'd probably want to use some effects in there just to tie it in a bit more, maybe some extra automation, filtering, sweeps, high pass filters just to introduce but then again, it might take away, what I'm saying might not be true to this genre. So again, it is more opinion based than it is really anything specific that needs or jumps out at me as being wrong. Nothing actually stood out to me as being wrong at all. I really like listening to it. It amazes me how I can like this, but for my own stuff, I am so critical. I'm sure a lot of you in the chat as producers will understand as well, of being hypercritical and not knowing when something's done, like we were saying before. But I love the simplicity of this as well. Yeah, maybe some filtering on the kicks at some points. I like that there was a change in the kick. I think you put some kind of like maybe a bit of extra saturation or something on the kick at some point. But yeah, I really liked it, and I would love for you to keep sending in stuff, because I do enjoy listening to this style. And I also love the fact, like with Dr. Drew Klutz, like the stuff he's made it on trackers. Don't know if anyone remembers trackers, which instead of going from left to right, like it's scrolling down. It's very, very simple form of making music, and which it's just beyond me how it can be so simple. But I guess it was because of it that was all we had back in the day, back when this kind of music was made, and that's its beauty, I think. So yeah, Amiga Mod 8-bit, yes. Oh my God. I remember I had a conversation about one of my first production PCs. It was Windows XP with like, I mean, it still had like 4 gig of RAM or something like that. So it wasn't like that bad, but can you imagine just having 4 gig of RAM now? It wouldn't work. So yeah, it's I think it's beautiful that everyone does things in the way that they do it, and this is included in that statement. So brilliant. Nice one, babes. Nice one, Baz. Big thank you to Asha. Have I said thank you to Ingen and Scooby Snacks as well for following? Cheers, guys. And yeah, welcome raiders again from Kutski's stream, from his raid. So Baz Steeler says, I'm working with Cubase and a lot of live records. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, I started to learn on Cubase 5.2 VST about 17, 18 years ago when I did my BTEC National Diploma in Music Technology. Have we got beeps going off from my Discord? Yes, we have, haven't we? Turn that off. So yeah. Crazy times. When I got 8 gig of RAM, says Gav, I remember one of my mates saying, you sure you got enough RAM there? Oh my God. I've just upgraded to 32. So there you go. It's never enough. It's never enough. Okay, next up. Next up, we've got Southernly Scouse. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the name of the track. And I want you to guess what the sample is going to be, okay? So it's Southernly Scouse, and the track's called DEVIL. I wonder if you can work it out. Just have a listen to it. So there we go. That's Suddenly Scouse, Devil. I really liked it. Again, authentic to Scouse. It's got everything it needs. I do feel, I mean, it feels like it was either made a while ago, or if it wasn't, it's made in the style of like the old Alex K stuff, 3-beat, that kind of thing. I do feel like it needed a bit more in terms of effects, a bit more ear candy, a bit more tying in of the sections. And I agree with what was said regarding the riff. Could have been a bit stronger. So maybe layer it up, texture it up a bit of white noise. It's been made to sound like the old 666 version. Well, then it's perfect. Because that's exactly how it would have been done. However, if I was going to play this out today, unless I was playing a section in a set of older stuff, I would probably struggle to get it to fit with the more modern, upfront, louder, more limited, brick wall limited style of production. Yeah, I think so. I think a more modern riff would really help. But it sounds together, and I really liked it. I could hear that vocal forever, and I'd never get bored of it. In fact, I quite like it because it sounds like they're saying Amber D-E, Amber D-E-V-I-L. So I'm a bit of a devil, you know. Don't tell anyone. And yeah, like, someone's put their compressed the hell out of it. This is the problem, isn't it? You know, everyone's using compression a bit too much on everything. You know, this is dynamics. I mean, I'm looking at the waveform of it right now, and I can see all the dynamics clearly, and I like that. I do like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Compressed to try and impress. Richie B, you're a poet and you know it. I am the devil. Yeah. Amber DV. Amber D-E-V-I-L, the devil. Told ya. But yeah, nice one, Southernly Scouse. Amber D evil. Shut up! Stop it. Oh my god, it's like Cruella de Vil, isn't it? Amber de Evil. Brilliant. Red Misty's come to my defence then. No, you are a lovely young lady. I'll pay you later. Thank you. Yeah, I think there's a bit too much compression. Do you know, I don't use compression on a lot of stuff. I think the only time I use any compression is on vocals, you know, just to balance stuff out, and occasional stuff. I actually forget, unless it feels like it needs it. I don't really use it a lot. So Ingen at 105 says, I wonder if she's regretting getting Kutski viewers. Never, ever, ever, ever. I think a lot of Kutski's viewers are my viewers anyway, or you know, they're aware of me, and I'm obviously aware of them. And me and Kutski, we're from the same. We grew up in the hood together, you know, the hood of Hard House. We were both born in 1982 as well. A lot of us were. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome anytime. For, you know, just think of Kutski as being, you know, your godfather of music. And then when he's done, he drops you off at the creche. And this is your creche. I'm here to look after you from this point forth. Oh, dear. Yeah, it was Kyle. It was General Bounce. So you might want to speak to him afterwards. Yay! Hey, can I get a shout out, please, for Kyle C? Great track there, mate. 83 for you. Oh, just missed the boat. Hello, AFOT. But yeah, I've got love for you if you were born in the 80s. Next up, okay, so we've got a new Kid Dynamo track next. I know, right? We should all just give up now. I love the way that Kid Dynamo makes music. In fact, at some point, we're going to get him over to show, or, you know, to talk through his methods. A few others as well. I want to get M Series over to talk about his methods as well. Just to, you know, help inspire us a little bit. You know? So, where is it? There it is. This is Kid Dynamo and it's called Right Kinda Wrong. So that is Kid Dynamo, Right Kinda Wrong. Obviously it's brilliant. It's a Kid Dynamo track. Isn't it interesting that Kid Dynamo's production style is really, I'm not going to say basic because that sounds like I'm disrespecting it. It's very clean and it's very, everything is in there for a reason. He uses Acid Pro. Like, we've done a track together, so I've watched him, what he does in the studio. He's not like a lot of us who have 80 channels open and 10 synths or whatever. He has to be really selective with his sounds and which plugins he uses because of the computer being quite old and the software that he's using. But it works because he understands how to be selective with his sounds. He has a sound. He's able to discern whether something is working in a track or not. And they all sound like, you know when you're hearing a Kid Dynamo track, don't you? One thing that is really specific about what Jake does is the fact that he puts some of his sounds through an outboard compressor. And like I said, I'm going to get him round and we can ask him questions. He is do you know what? General Bouncer said it perfectly there. He's the most unique producer in Hard House at the moment. So what is the difference? The difference that I can see is he's using less, but he's getting more out of it. And it goes down to the age-old quote. I've forgotten it now. Limitation breeds creativity. Being limited forces you to make better decisions with your music, with our music, with our projects. When you can have 50 VSTs open, less is more, exactly, Richie. When you kind of get lost in it and you forget what your point was. When you've got structure or boundaries, limits to what you're allowed to do, that's when we create best, is when we've got a smaller window of opportunity. We've got a smaller amount of things to use. That's when we get creative. I would have loved to have been around as a producer at the point of the birth of The Prodigy, at the point of when The Prophet came out, at the point of when the first Roland instrument, like the TB303, was around. Like, at that point, that was a massive turning point for dance music as we know it today. And I would have absolutely, I've got goosebumps just thinking about it. Because the limitations that we had then, that was when it was all done from real passion. I'm not saying that a lot of us aren't passionate, but we have too many options now. That's the point. So sometimes limiting ourselves will allow us to have better results. I think that's the point. Yeah, Live So Deep is a good tune. Not to mention, though, Kid Dynamo's been doing it for a while. And he also used to make music in other genres. Also, his dad is in a band. So I think he's had, you know, a bringing up of being around amps, hardware, that kind of thing. So maybe what we should be doing is, you know, taking a bit of a nod back to old ways of doing things. I don't think he's in here right now. He has had a good musical upbringing. He really has. But yeah, I could write a whole book on Kid Dynamo. I really could. I could do the same with Guy as well. Guy always amazes me as a producer. Ingin 105 says, I very much agree. You can waste hours and hours looking and listening to patches. Just chill, find your patch, tweak, done, move on. I think that's good advice. I really do. And I do believe that the going hours and hours looking and listening to patches and stuff is sometimes a symptom of procrastination or not sure what you're doing with the project. And it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It really doesn't. I've done it myself and I will probably do it again. What it does is it allows you to next time you're in the studio, not to go down that rabbit hole. Even if it takes timers, you can set a timer on your phone. And when that timer goes off, you move on to another part of your track. This is why it's helpful to be collaborating with others in the same room as you, because as producers, we can quite easily go down a route of editing, and start, getting really involved in some splicing of audio or nearly non-existent differences and A-Bing different compressor presets or whatever. Stuff that you'll probably on the final mix down and final going through everything, you won't even use it anyway. Those are the learning curves of learning to time manage better. So yeah, if you speak to the guys that knock out the classic pop tunes from the 80s. Well, the thing is, the reason why they're so quick at doing what they do now is because they're experienced. Nothing will ever trump experience. Even if you've got good real quick, you're still going to need to grind and learn your craft and probably have to go back a little bit to learn stuff that you might not have learned the first time round. It's such an in-depth, never-ending subject to be involved in. Music, sound, physics, genres, and then the culture aspect of it, the economics, the politics. There's so many variables and aspects to music. And nobody owns music. Nobody can say what is good and what is bad, all in all, because it's all subjective. I think that's what I find the most terrifying about it as a producer, and also the most enticing thing, that no 2 days in music are ever going to be the same. And again, this is why I love listening to all of your tracks that you send in, and why we come here and listen to everything. And it works. I find that it's helpful, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. Also, just do stuff you want to do, not what you think will be popular. Mate. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Do you know what? I find it really difficult to ascertain sometimes if I like something or if it's just because I want it to be. I find it difficult to know whether or not I want to make something because I want to, or whether or not it's because I think that it will help my career. And I know now to the best degree that I possibly can, because I know how it makes me feel when I'm doing it. But it's really, really important for us to stay out of our own way. I can always tell with a lot of your music that you send in, if you've really loved it, if you're putting something authentic in there, if you're doing it for you, namely people like Dr. Drew Clue, who else? People like us. I love the I love the more rough and ready ones you know, like I just like listening to. We've had so many. I can't even think of all the people we've had on here that I really I love anyone who knows where they're going with this. AFOT, you can, my love, but we have got a big queue. It's but if you send it in, I'll email you when it will be through. It'll probably be like next week or the week after. Before you got in here, I did say that I finished uni this week, so that means I'll have a little bit of extra time. So I'll probably do 2 shows of this next week just to get through them all. So just send it in, and then when it's in, you'll hear from me. So yeah. See, General Bounce says, when we did the Triggered song, we actually put some thought into it and didn't just do it blind. Exactly. We did. We wrote down all the lyrics. We made sure that we equally mentioned all kinds of triggering words. Limin Lee says, what's your major from the university? Okay, so right now, I did a BTEC National Diploma in Music Technology 17 years ago. I'm also a classically trained pianist. I did songwriting and composition with Point Blank 2 years ago, and I am now doing a electronic music production higher degree at university. I am just finishing my 2nd year next week. And I've been getting high firsts near enough every single assignment so far. So I'm looking to get a first class honours degree with this as well. And then once I've finished that, after next year, I'm taking a year out. And then I'm going to be doing my MA, which is my master's. And then after I've done my master's, I might go for my PhD. And at that point, I will be known as Professor or Dr. D. I can't remember which one it is. Yay! Dr. D. Yes, baby. Oh, AFOT, thank you. I really appreciate that. You're an absolute legend. I really, really do appreciate you, my darling. Thank you for being here. Yeah, like I said, I can't fast track you today because we've got one more, and then I've got my dad and my brother here today. But I know that your stuff's amazing. And yeah, please do send it in, and we will get it listened to real quick. It will be within the next week or so. I've got another 4 assignments I need to do though before about 4 weeks time, I think. So I'm getting them done one by one. So last but not least, we've got Moby D, and this is Positive State. out the last year or so, the last 2 years. Yeah, great tune. Absolutely behind this one. I'm going to be hammering this track. I loved the 303. I loved the slowing down bit. Oh yeah, like Moby D is in like Amber D. I'd never even put that together. Oh my god! I wonder if we're related. I'll have to ask him now. Oh, I've got to do a track with him, haven't I? I wonder if he'll do a track with me. I'll ask him. Mr. and Mrs. D. No, it'd be Ambermedy. 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 The double D's. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I would love to do a track that. I'm going to ask him. Do you know, he is such a nice person. He recently put a video about how to help, like how to use saturation and keep the strength when you do a bass change in your bass note from your root note. And it was such a good way of saying it. And, you know, he just put it out there for people. And yeah, it was just a nice thing that he did. He's 46. I'm 40 this year. I know, right? Amber Dick, thank you. But yeah, I love this track. And I love everything about Moby, and also Jason Naughty as well, who's you know, a good friend of his. They're really, really good people, and we should be so proud to have people like this in our scene. So, hello, Kieran. Yeah, better late than never. Stop it, Drew Clue. 39 this year. Oh my goodness. Wow. What do you mean by do I drop links? I don't know what you mean. Hung like a dowler. Oh my god. Who else is 40 this year then? I'm sure there's quite a few of you. Yeah, I'll be 40 for the Tidy Weekender. So who's going to the Tidy Weekender? Oh, the saturation tutorial and stuff. Oh, it was on his Facebook. So I don't know what his real name is. To tell you, I'm not sure. But I just remember seeing that he'd put a video on his Facebook. But I wouldn't be able to find it you now without trailing through Facebook. It was quite a while ago now. And she doesn't look a day over 30. Thank you. Yeah, that counts, Bippity Benno, if you can remember when you were 40. Cascook is 42 in July. Cool. You're going to love your first weekender, mate. Can I just warn anyone who's not been to a Tidy Weekender before? Take a week off work. Please, or at least half of the week off work after the weekender, because it is very hard on you, especially as we're getting a bit older. Please make sure you sleep. Please make sure you drink lots of water. Yeah. And only take half. There you go. Or quarter these days, probably. You need to be careful. Look out for the pirates, yes. But yeah, thank you guys. I've had a really, really lovely time, as usual. It's nice to be back doing the demo drop. Tomorrow is my day off. And I'm going to be doing I have an industry studies assignment that's due in. For those of you who aren't aware, I have now got a gaming channel. If you want to join my gaming channel, which I would like you to, I'm going to leave you the link now. My gaming channel is going to be, well, it is for, oh my God, I've got 51 followers already. I'm not even following myself. I am now. I'll give you the link now. So at the moment I'm playing Final Fantasy X, but I'll also be doing my VR stuff on there. Loads of stuff. Loads of silly stuff. But yeah, I'm on Final Fantasy X at the moment. I also do a lot of Beat Saber, Half-Life Alyx on the VR. We'll probably do some really stupid stuff like VR chat. Drunken bar fight. Yeah, we'll do drunken bar fight one day as well. So, yeah. I'll be looking to do a few more of the Final Fantasy games as well. So, oh, Ingen, you can like both of us. I think me and Kutski are very similar, yet very different in a lot of ways. Kutski's knowledge for stuff is just, oh my God. I would love to pick his brain sometimes. That haunted VR game. Do you mean what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. There's a few. There's one where you're like in a team and you've got to like catch a poltergeist or something like that. I'm not sure I'm going to play a game like that. I mean, Half-Life Alyx is quite scary for me. So I find it difficult to go on there sometimes. I'd love to do a university challenge with him on Rave, Trans Machina and Dance. Yes. That would be brilliant. I think you should ask him. I don't know if you'd win though, but you know, I don't know how good you are at these things. So you might give him a run for his money. But yeah, thank you guys. I love you all very much. We're going to go over and see Leona Stone now, who is absolutely wonderful, wonderful person, beautiful lady. And I love her so much. And she's also from the Ukraine. She's been through a lot lately. I love her so much. So yeah, let's go over and see Leona. And I will see you on Thursday. I love you all so much. And I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye. Bye, Arctrix. Love you.